Yes, you guys, welcome back. Tomorrow we have a potentially historic game in the making. This is going to be a massive game. And of course, it's only right that I gave my predicted 11, the lineup that I would use for that game tomorrow. But before I continue on, you guys, I want to give a massive shout out to Dettol, who are acting as the official hygiene partners of the England national team, where they want to encourage me, they want to encourage you, and they want to encourage football fans in general to make good hygiene part of their matchday rituals. So due to this, you guys, Dettol have challenged me to hashtag show us your rituals, and you guys know I'm pretty superstitious. I've made this publicly clear many a time, and in particular with our success last season, and you guys know what I'm talking about right now. In the run up to that trophy being lifted, every game in Europe, I was wearing blue. I was wearing my blue tracksuit, I was wearing my blue tracksuit bottoms, t-shirts, I was going down to underwear, socks, the finest details, you guys. I wore blue shoes in my house. Everything was blue. And in the end, can you say I was wrong? Can you say I was wrong? I did my part, you guys. And now it's time to do yours. Get involved, you guys. Use the hashtag show us your rituals to tell us what your quirky matchday rituals are. Let us know on Twitter, you guys. Let us know in the comments of this video as well. And make sure you use the hashtag show us your rituals to let us know how weird you guys are. So without wasting any more time, and now we start with the predicted lineup for tomorrow. And I want to give you guys a very quick disclaimer. I'm going for the most realistic lineup I expect Southgate to pick. If I could pick my lineup, you guys, this would be completely different. But what's the point of doing that? It'll be pure fantasy. Let's try and have a realistic expectation on what we should expect in the lineup in tomorrow's game. Now, for this lineup, I have gone for a 3-4-2-1. It does feel like a back three setup. Could be the big game tactic we use if we hope to progress deeper. And to start with things, I have gone for Pickford in goal. Now with Pickford, I think he's really demonstrated his, really accurate long passes in this tournament. I mean, he's a very good ball playing goalkeeper. He's someone that, can find those runs in behind that your players like Sterling, Foden and many more have been making throughout this tournament so far. And, he provides us that ability to just bypass the team's midfield by playing these accurate long passes. So for me, he's guaranteed to be the starter in tomorrow's game. And to now move on to the back three, we move down to the right hand side and I have gone for Kyle Walker. Now, I think Walker might make more sense playing as a right-sided centre-back. I think that so far in this tournament, playing further forwards, I have been a little bit disappointed. There's a few times the final pass hasn't been on point. The overlapping run hasn't been done quickly enough at times as well. Losing the ball too easily too. So I do feel like, with his recovery pace, and of course alongside, leaders in defence as well, I think that Walker would, give us more stability down that side, and for sure give us more pace so we can use a high line at times when we need to use one. So for me at this time, I think that Walker has to be the right-sided centre-back, and to play in the middle of the defence, I have to see John Stones. Now, I don't know, I feel like due to the tactics we've seen from the national team so far, it does feel like maybe Stones hasn't demonstrated his line-breaking passes enough. Let's not use how he's moving the ball out from the back for the national team compared to how he moves the ball out from the back playing for his club team. We know that Stones is very good on the ball, plays these passes with very good weight, and I think playing centrally in the middle of the back three, that he could be that presence we need whenever we're getting pressed high by Germany. You want someone with composure to be the one at the base of that defense that you rely upon to kickstart the next attacking phase. I think Stones does that, and I think he communicates quite well, so without a doubt he has to play. And on top of that, we move on to Maguire. Harry Maguire, that completes the back three for me. I think Maguire plays very good passes between the lines. It's actually a very interesting article discussing how he, constantly receives with the outside of his right foot, which is a really great skill to have. One of those low-key techniques that you don't normally pay attention to, but of course, that gives him the ability to play down the left-hand side. Maguire constantly looks to play forward, and on top of that, he has the ability to carry the ball further forward, to step into midfield to pick his passes. With the emphasis on having to find our players between the lines, especially in back three team. a 3-4-2-1, how the defenders move the ball out from the back is going to be incredibly important. We can't afford to waste attacks, and they kickstart the attacks for us. So for me, this is the technically best back three for the team. And now to move on to the wing backs, it has to be only these two. I feel like I can't even debate it, but for some reason I feel sure that we might not even see them play, and that's going to be Reece James and Ben Chilwell. For me, they have to start. I think that they've been incredible playing under Tuchel in the wing-back setup. Reece James has grown and grown and grown. He is a big game player, as we saw. When we lifted the Champions League, he played an incredibly important part in stopping Sterling, and it was the same thing for Ben as well. Due to their ability to, press up high, be very aggressive and stop your Mahrez's and Sterlings from, turning, receiving on the half turn and being able to dominate down that flank. We stopped a lot of the good things that Man City could afford to do. And to be able to, play with that bravery, you need to have the players that can do the job. And for me, Ben and Reece James have proven that time and time again. I think Reece James, his ability to step into midfield, the same thing for Ben as well. That is going to be key. Great wide rotations constantly. They play these passes first time, with Reece James on the right hand side. His crossing is world class. We've seen him demonstrate that very briefly in this tournament so far. And I think that, we can't limit our offensive options. I think with Walker behind him, there's literally nothing to worry about down that right-hand side, and it comes down to what we can create offensively going forward against Germany. I think that with Ben and Reece James, you get that perfect balance to be able to do that. And I don't know, I just feel like I have to see these guys play because, again, for me, they were the two best English fullbacks last season. No disrespect to Luke Shaw and others who have been, very good. I mean, the talent we're producing in the fullback, wingback areas is out of this world right now. But for me, it has to be those two because they really understand the system. And on top of that, they combine very nicely with the players in midfield and between the lines. So we now move on to the midfield, and I've gone for Calvin Phillips and I've gone for Declan Rice. I just think that now that the tournament is getting into that nitty-gritty stage, you need to have that stability in that position. I think Rice is very adept at playing quickly between the lines. He's very adept at receiving on the half turn as well. And, he plays these wickedly, fast-paced passes between the lines, with really great technique and great weight. We haven't seen him demonstrate that as much, but if he has the forwards in front of him, I'd expect us to see that a lot more. Calvin Phillips, we know that he has very good long ball ability, and of course he wins his tackles. I think that's one of the most important things. He is one of those players that you want to recover the ball. Calvin Phillips' ability to, win his 50-50s and kickstart a move is going to be very useful for us. And, with our strong midfields, I feel like, the legs and physicality that we get from Rice and Phillips could be, something that we need to have a platform. So, you guys, we now end things with the front three, and as you guys can see, I've gone for Mason Mount, I've gone for Raheem Sterling, and I've gone for Harry Kane. Now, as I said at the start of this video, quick disclaimer, if I could pick my own personal lineup, it wouldn't be this, but I'm trying to be realistic with, for me, it's all about synergy. Mason Mount, his job will be to drop into midfield at times to, give us a 3-5-2. Raheem Sterling's in this team because, as we've seen throughout this tournament, to great effect. His movement is world class. He is so intelligent. He knows how to find space in behind and stretch teams. We're going to need that. We're going to need that. And with Kane, he will have the license to be able to drop deeper and link up with these players a lot more. With Kane, you need to have someone with pace on the outside of him. And for me, that would have to be Raheem Sterling, because when Kane drops deeper, Sterling moves into that space, kind of similar to what we've seen Tuchel doing with your Timo Werner's, Kai Havertz's, etc, etc. I just think that on paper, this will be the team to start with, but because we know that you can make 5 subs and essentially you can have a half a new team in the second half, it definitely gives coaches a lot more license to be tactical and to think about how to play the game over every 50 minutes instead of throughout the entire 45 or 90 minutes. So for me, this is a lineup I'd like to see start. We have the options on the bench to turn things around. Your Grealishes, your Sanchos, your Hendersons, many, many more. But on balance, this back three can give us the platform to be able to, potentially get the win in tomorrow's game. And then let's see how far we can go from there, you guys. And on that note, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up and I'm going to keep things moving. Of course, remember to show us your rituals. Let us know below, what rituals are you going to show for the upcoming game tomorrow at 8 PM? I feel like we need to collectively just combine all our superstition, because hopefully it's going to amount to success for the national team, you guys. So on that note, I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.